A warm welcome to session 7 as we continue in our discussion on matters self-awareness, which is part of the emotional intelligence conversations. I am Charity Kirigo Kagwaini. Always a great joy to meet with us on these platforms and share my thoughts on the lessons that I have learned in this life. Life is about seizing every opportunity. So because you have breath today, seize the opportunity to become who you were created to become and to do what you were created to do and to have what you were created to have. So this session makes a distinction for us between temperament, character, and personality. Oftentimes when, we are having discussions on these three words, we tend to mix them and interchange them. But in this session, I want to just be able to distinguish for us the difference. And then in future sessions, we will look at other details on the same. So what are temperaments and where do they come from? Temperaments is the original you, just as you came to this earth. It is a combination of inborn traits that subconsciously, and that's the key word, subconsciously affect all your behavior and how you respond to your environment. Now, these temperaments are passed on to each and every one of us genetically. So it is a genetic composition of who you originally are. So they are hereditary factors and they are arranged, they form part of you even at the time that you were conceived. As the scriptures tell us, before you were conceived in your mother's womb, God says he knew you. So at that point of conception, your temperaments formed. So each one of us arrives with our temperaments, and they are as a result of a combination of 6 people. That is your father, your mother, and a pair of grandparents from each side. Whether you know your father or you know your mother, or whether you do not know your father or you do not know your mother, whether you know your grandparents on either side, fact is that your temperaments are a combination of the 6. Now, each temperament has its own strengths and its own weaknesses. And in future sessions, I will look at, some of those weaknesses and some of those strengths so that we are able to understand and be able to see where we each fit. Now, these temperaments greatly influence how we respond to our environment. They determine how, for example, you will always see a person who is always happy. They have been happy when they were a child. They're happy when they're a teenager. And even in their old age, they're always happy. You will always see somebody who is sort of, naughty, sort of, gloomy. Since they were a child, they are always gloomy. They're always, slow. It's the same thing that carries on all the way until they are advanced in age, even to old age. So temperaments in many ways determine how we respond to our environment. They even go on to determine who we become and even some of the career paths that we take in our lives. So temperaments last with us for a lifetime. However, it is important to note that they can be influenced. Now, let's think about character. What is character? Character is the real you. I say temperament is the original you. Character is the real you. It is the hidden person of the heart. It is the soul man, the emotions, the mind, the will, a combination of that. What makes the difference between temperaments and character is a combination, or let me say it's a net combination of your natural temperament and all the influences within your environment. These influences include your childhood training, they include your education, they include all the beliefs that you have been taught, they include all the principles that you have acquired as you advance in life, They include all the motivations and all the habit patterns that you have acquired over time. So your character is a combination of your temperaments and all the influences within your environment as you have developed through life. Sometimes, like I said, they are referred to as the soul man. Important to note with character, they can be developed. Character can actually be developed. So what are personalities, or what is a personality? Personality is an outward expression of yourself. It's an outward expression of who you are. It is a person that you allow us to see of you. It is a person that you bring out. I like to put it this way. It is a person that you act out. And that is why oftentimes you will hear some people say, that person has two personalities. When they are at home, they are good. When they are out there, they are rough. Or you will hear somebody say, you see, are we talking about the same person? When they are at home, they are a no-go zone. But when they are out there, they are the friend and the darling of everyone. Double personality. Why? Because it is the person that you act out. It is the person that you bring out. It is who you bring out. It is who you want us to see of yourself. Important to note as far as personality is concerned, personality can be improved and grown. Now, with that distinction, I want to believe that you're able to become more self-aware even as we continue with this discussion.